Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Volcano AC, and in this episode I would like to compare two different amplifier plugins to see which of these two sounds more like a real Marshall amplifier. The real Marshall that I'll be using is my Marshall Dual Super Lead with 20 watts. Remember that the plugin needs to deliver the sound not only of the amplifier but also emulate the sound coming out of a real speaker. I will be using my Marshall cabinet with two Celestion 7080 speakers that were mic'd during the recording with the legendary Sure SM57 microphone. The two different amplifier plugins that I will be using for this test are IK Multimedia's AmpliTube 5, which I have used also in previous episodes, and I will be using Native Instruments Guitar Rig 6 Pro to find out which of these two sounds more like the real Marshall. I will say that from my experience, AmpliTube 5 and specifically this software from IK Multimedia really tries to emulate very specific amplifiers, and they have teams dedicated to capture the sound, partner with the different brands to bring the real sound of a real amplifier into the digital world. Whereas the Native Instruments Guitar Rig 6 Pro seems to me that it uses these amplifiers as an inspiration but are not necessarily created to sound just like those amplifiers. If you would like to see how I recorded this guitar part, please go to the link below. It will take you to that particular video. I would like to mention that these two different plugins have a different price. AmpliTube 5 is going now for about $300, whereas Guitar Rig 6 Pro goes for about $200. Alright, are we ready to start our test? Then, let's go! Alright, so now we're here in Studio 1.5, and these are the guitar tracks that I recorded in the video in the description below. Remember that track number 7 and 9 I recorded simultaneously. The real Marshall is the green track over here, number 9, and the one that I recorded straight to my PreSonus 24C audio interface was this yellow one, number 7. So I duplicated this track to insert Guitar Rig 6, and I left AmpliTube 5 here in our yellow track. Now let's check out which specific amplifiers I'm gonna be using for each plugin. So for the yellow track, which is AmpliTube 5, I'm gonna be using, of course, the AmpliTube British 8000, which basically tries to emulate the JCM 800, bringing that British sound to our guitar. I have everything at noon, as you can see over here, and we can tweak that as we go on. I'm gonna keep it in high, and let's check now our cabinet. So I'm gonna be using the microphone that it is the Dynamic 57 mic, emulating the one that I used, which was the Shure SM57 microphone. I have the other microphone in mute so that we only capture one, and keep in mind that the cabinet is actually the close vintage, just very similar to the Marshall with 7080 speakers that I've got here in the studio. Alright, so now let's check out which is the Guitar Rig 6 amplifier that I'm gonna use, which is right here. This is the Lead 800, also trying to emulate the JCM 800. I try to put here everything at noon. And also keep in mind that when you use one of these presets, use on this particular plugin. It comes with some add-ons such as the tube screamer over here, the green. You know exactly which one is trying to emulate, but look, right now it's on. I'm gonna keep it off because I don't wanna put any particular pedal right before the amp. And also another important thing is that this control room, I'm also gonna have it off. And because I don't want any air, treble, or bass coming in into the mix. And as my cabinet, I'll also use a British 2x12 over here. And you can see all these other microphones, I'm gonna have them at -43, so they don't really bring any signal to our mix. And I'm just gonna keep the dynamic 57 microphone, also to emulate my Shure SM57. So more or less, this is gonna look like this. The AmpliTube British 8000 versus the Lead 800. Okay, I'm gonna get them out of the way just because I want to get started with playing the different plugins and then compare it to our real Marshall amplifier. Are you ready? Let's go! Okay, what do you think about that? Now, let's hear the real amplifier. Alright, so now we can start tweaking our virtual amplifiers just to see if there's something we can do to enhance their sound. Let's go! Okay, so now that we have heard that, let's go ahead and change our high gain amplifier. How about if we go back to the JCM Slash? I really like this amp, so let's try it now. I know that this one is supposed to be JCM style with Slash touch on it. So and then here we can go and also look for a different amplifier. Okay, let's try this one. Now it seems that the guitar rig, plugin really likes to include plugins of their EQs and so on. This is a great EQ, by the way. I use it a lot when I'm actually mixing my DAW. It's really good. But let's try to find out something completely different than the JCMs. But like I said, look, they always stack them on top of some other additions, such as this little plugin. These all come by themselves as well. I like that one. Okay, you want to do inspiration on a legendary one? How about this one? But to be fair, turn off the EQ. That's the thing, to my ears, the Van 51 sounds more similar to the JCM Slash or even to the previous British 8000 than the 800 that we started with, but it's fine. Plus, that's just to my ears. That doesn't mean that I hold the truth in all these sounds, so take it with a grain of salt. Oh boy, the Van 51 inspired on the legendary 5150 EVH. It's sounding very similar to the Marshall over here, the JCM Slash. That's pretty cool. The Van 51 sounds a little bit fuller, so now let's go ahead and do against the real amp. No bad. Not bad at all. turning on the EQ. Sounds good. All right, so actually we ended up in a 5151 emulation, but that's fine. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Did you like more AmpliTube 5 or did you like more Guitar 6? All right, let's go back to the studio. All right, I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, don't forget to smash the like button, and for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.